What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Adventure Outpost. In today's adventure, we are rolling along in our DVD and Blu-ray and 4K, whatever have you collection, the ultimate movie collection here. We're up to the E's, as you can see. Now, actually, there's not that many E's today, so hopefully for once this might be a very truncated video. But if I don't shut the fuck up and just jump right into it, it's just going to keep going longer and longer. So we're just going to dive right in for you. And we're going to start with Eagle Eye. This is a great movie. I saw this movie in theaters. I'm a big Shia LaBeouf fan, even with how crazy he is in real life. It only builds the alluring stature of the man. He is a bizarre individual, but when it comes to movies, this man is a very entertaining actor. And we got Michelle Monaghan back there. She is also absolutely phenomenal. I'm a big fan of hers. I wish she was in more things. I feel like we don't get to really see her in a lot. I'd like to see her in more stuff. We got Earth. This is a neat little nature documentary movie. We got the classic Earthquake. This is a really good one. Charlton Heston. I used to love the ride at Universal until they did away with it and put Fast and Furious there. You fucking bastards. But the movie's good. Eastern Promises is a really great movie. Viggo Mortensen is fucking terrifying as the Russian in this movie. He is so fucking convincing. He's great. We got Easy Rider. It's a classic. We got Eat, Pray, Love. Never seen it. We got Ed Wood. It's another classic. Tim Burton classic right here. This movie is definitely, I feel like, more one of his underrated gems. You don't really hear a lot of people talking about it as much. But it should be up there. The Edge. This is a cool little action movie. I like this one a lot, actually. We got The Edge of 17. This is one of the better coming-of-age high school stories. I actually like this movie a lot. Just saw it recently, too. I think, like, less than a year ago. Ed TV. It's a classic. Ron Howard, baby. McConaughey, Woody Harrelson. What more do you need? Edward Scissorhands, baby. This movie. Actually, I haven't watched this movie in a long time. I remember I love the movie. I think it's great. Johnny Depp is phenomenal in it. It's one of the better Tim Burton movies. But I actually haven't seen it in a while, so I think it's about time for a rewatch on that bad boy. The Eiger Sanction. This movie is phenomenal. This is one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies. It is freaking just such a tense ride. All the mountain climbing scenes in this movie are fucking phenomenal. 8 Below. Never seen it. Got 8 Crazy Nights. This is the dumbest fucking movie around, but it cracks me up. I love it. I remember seeing it in theaters, just dying of laughter. 8-Legged Freaks. This is a great little B movie. I'm a big fan of just like any time you get like creature features, and this is definitely one of the better ones. And then 8 Man Out. This is a fun little baseball movie. Not as good as some other ones that have come around, but definitely an interesting story. It's got a bangerang cast in it, so it's definitely worth seeing just for that alone. We got El Maliachi. This is probably my least favorite of the 3 of them between this, Desperado, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico, but this is still pretty solid. We got Election. This is probably like the one Alexander Payne movie that I really like. Reese Witherspoon is just phenomenal in this movie. Electra. Just not going to say anything about that. That was a movie. Everyone's favorite Christmas movie, Elf. I mean, everybody just raves about this movie, and for good reason. It's great. Will Ferrell, hilarious in it. Jon Favreau directed. Dude just pumps out gems. We've got Elizabeth and Elizabeth the Golden Age. Never seen either of them. We got Elizabeth Town. Never seen it. Ella Enchanted. My girlfriend actually just showed this to me like 2 months ago. It's pretty shitty. I mean, Anne Hathaway is good in it. She's very charming, but the movie is just very all over the place. Elysium. This is fine. A lot of people hate on this movie. I don't know why. I think it's enjoyable. It's a solid action movie. Emma. Hated this movie. Didn't see the remake with Anna Taylor-Joy simply because that one made me so mad. But, you know, maybe I'll give it a try at some point. We got The Emperor's Club. Never seen it, but it seems just like pretty much the exact same as Dead Poets Society, just with Kevin Kline. But I'm still on board for that, man. Kevin Kline? Hell yeah. Emperor's New Groove? It's a fucking great movie. He threw off his groove. Can't throw off his groove. It's a very underrated of the Disney animated classics. Empire of the Sun. This movie's fucking amazing. One of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies. Young Christian Bale. It's such a good movie. Empire Records. I was not a fan of this movie. Employee of the Month. This movie actually cracks me up. It's really dumb. It's definitely one of those dumb comedies, but it still cracks me up. Dax Shepard is hilarious in this movie. This is an '89 Honda. How dare you? Got Enchanted, classic. Encino Man. Yo, this movie is amazing. I love this movie. Brendan Fraser's so great. Sean Astin. Even Pauly Shores is manageable in that movie. End of Days. This is definitely towards the end where you can notice that Schwarzenegger didn't have as much left in the tank. I don't hate this movie. I think it's all right, but it's not the biggest of like my favorites out of his. Definitely towards the bottom of the barrel. End of Watch. Great fucking movie. One of David Ayer's best. Enemy at the Gates. One of my favorite war movies. Freaking stellar performances. I remember seeing that in school and being like, no, I gotta watch that on the bigger screen. It's so good. Enemy of the State. It's a solid. I think this was one of the first times that like we were really getting more serious Will Smith at the time. I think most of his movies before that I feel were like action comedies. This is a good movie. Tony Scott. Tony Scott, man, he was just delivering hit after hit, just underrated gems throughout his entire career. And it's a shame that we don't have him anymore. The Enforcer. This is another Dirty Harry movie. I don't know which one. There was 5 of them. I think this might be the 3rd one, if I had to guess. It doesn't say. I like all of these ones. All the Dirty Harry movies are pretty entertaining to me, even though the first one's the only one I would really consider a classic. But I could watch any of them. The English Patient. I fucking love this movie. This movie's so good. Elaine Bennis. I don't know what you're talking about. This movie's phenomenal. Enough. So I've had enough of this movie the entire time I was watching it. It's terrible. Enough said. I've yet to see this. I do want to watch it though because I love my man James Gandolfini, and I'm pretty sure he died before this came out. Actually, this was just about to come out as he died. I'm pretty sure. I don't know, or like close near it. I definitely gotta watch it again. I'm rewatching a lot of Sopranos right now before Many Saints of Newark, and it's just James Gandolfini, such a fucking treasure. Enter the Dragon. It's the fucking best martial arts movie. I love this movie. We got Entrapment. Never seen it. Envy is a really terrible comedy, and not like dumb comedy that you can still enjoy and laugh. Like this one, I just was not a fan of at all. And Eraser, another one of the late Schwarzenegger action ones. This one's actually pretty good still. I really like this movie a lot also. It's got some really solid action scenes in it. Not as great Arnie one-liners, but it has its moments. You've got Erin Brockovich. Haven't seen it. I know this is a big movie that I should have seen by now. Every now and again, there's at least one big movie in each letter that I should have seen by now that I haven't. And for E, it's Erin Brockovich. Escape from Alcatraz is another one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies. This movie is such a good prison escape movie. I fucking love it. Got Escape from New York. It's a fucking classic, man. John Carpenter, Kurt Russell. I mean, what do you need? Escape from Planet of the Apes. Never seen it. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This is one of the best science fiction movies ever made. It is so freaking good. Oh my god. Probably Jim Carrey's best performance too. Kate Winslet also. Everyone in this movie is really good. It's just, from the way it was shot, staged, just everything about this movie just fires on all cylinders. European Vacation. This is actually my least favorite of the vacation movies. Then we got Euro Trip. This is a really dumb comedy, but it cracks me up. A dumb comedy that doesn't crack me up. Evan Almighty. I saw this once in theaters, and I was like, never again. Evening. Never seen it. Event Horizon. This movie is a fucking trip. This is balls to the walls, like just gory, weird sci-fi, and I fucking love it. Every Time We Say Goodbye. Never seen it. Everybody's Fine. Never seen it. Everything you've always wanted to know about sex, but were afraid to ask. Never seen it. And then the Evil Dead remake. I actually like this movie a lot. Spoiler alert, I haven't seen the original Evil Dead or the Evil Dead 2. I've seen Army of Darkness. That's it. I definitely want to get there. I just haven't found them anywhere to buy them yet or anything. But I do want to watch them. I'll get there. So maybe you could add that along with Erin Brockovich. It's like the big movie I should have seen by now. Evolution. It's a neat little sci-fi movie. Got David Duchovny, man. Dude's a gem. Executive Decision. It's such a great... I love that the 90s had all these crazy, like, action on a plane movies. And this one is great. Terrorists hijack a plane. They get Kurt Russell and the boys on board. It's just fucking so good. Exodus. Never seen it. The Exorcist. This movie's it's good. I'm not as like enamored with it as other people are. I could see like when it first came out being like the scariest shit anyone's ever seen. But with scary movies that have come out recently, this just feels like a little bit more restrained than others. I like it. I still think the story's really good. The acting's really good in it. It's just not as amazing to me as other ones are. We've got The Expendables 2. The other ones will come later. This is the only one that I still have on DVD as opposed to the other ones. It's alright. The Express, a little football movie. Haven't seen it. Got Extract. This is a really silly comedy from the guy who did Beavis and Butthead, I think it was. Beavis and Butthead, Office Space. This is a really fun movie. Got Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close. I gotta give this movie a try. I watched like 10 minutes of it and was just like, I am not feeling this thing today. So, gotta get back to it. And then finally in the DVD pile, we have Eye for an Eye, a 90s thriller. It's alright. It's not terrible. It's not the worst, not the best. It's a movie you've seen. We'll jumpstart the Blu-ray pile with probably one of my favorite science fiction movies ever made. And that is Edge of Tomorrow. I don't care what they're trying to put there with Live, Die, or Repeat. This movie is Edge of Tomorrow to me. It is phenomenal. Tom Cruise, Emily Blunt, just absolutely kick-ass. I know they're working on a sequel, but I don't even need it. Don't do it. Just stick with that good stuff. Got Entourage, the movie. It's fine. It's crazy, one of those shows where it was like I liked it so much when I was younger, and as I've gotten older, it's just like, not as good as I made it out to be. We got The Equalizer. This was a pretty solid thriller. I don't have the second one, mostly because I hated that movie. But I'm eventually going to pick it up just because I've seen it in theaters, so I've got to own it in the collection. But this one is the really good one. We got Escape Plan. This is a solid little action movie. Schwarzenegger, Stallone, escaping out of prison together. It's no Escape from Alcatraz. It's pretty decent. We've got Escape Room. I picked this up to watch before the second one, and I still never watched it, or the second one. Everest. Fucking love this movie. This movie was really solid. Seeing it in theaters was great. There's the presentation. I just really enjoyed that movie. We got Every Which Way But Loose and Any Which Way You Can. Clint Eastwood movies about him hanging out with an orangutan. It's nonsense. We got the pseudo-sequel to Days of Confused. Everybody Wants Some, A Day in the Life of the 80s. Doesn't nearly hit the heights of how just amazing Days of Confused is, but this still is like a really solid movie. I still really enjoyed it. Got Everything Must Go. Never seen it. We've got Ex Machina, another fucking phenomenal science fiction movie. Alex Garland, written and directed. The dude is fucking incredible when it comes to science fiction. Performances in this are amazing. It's so good. Exodus, Gods and Kings. This movie's pretty terrible. And then we got the first Expendables, and we got the third Expendables. They're fine. They're entertaining. I would never call any of them good, but they're entertaining. Explorers. This was a really bizarre science fiction movie. I just watched it as part of the A to Z challenge, so I'll save the majority of my thoughts for that video. And then last but not least, in our Blu-ray pile is Eyes Wide Shut. this is a fucking really good movie. This might actually be my favorite Stanley Kubrick movie. Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman. It's such a bizarre, weird movie. And I fucking love it. And then, hilariously enough, in my 4K and Steelbook collection, it's all the same movie. I have 3 different versions of E.T. That's right. So I originally picked up, I think, right? Is this the... Yes. So this is the regular Blu-ray Steelbook of E.T. that I picked up because I really fucking like that covering. Inside looks really good. Oh, all over the place. Looks really good with the Blu-ray file, so I wanted to pick that up. And then on Prime Day, I found the 4K version of E.T. and I was like, I know I gotta get that because it probably looks fucking incredible in 4K. So I picked it up. And then, naturally, about 2 weeks later, while I'm perusing through Target, what do they get into their collection but a 4K Steelbook of E.T. with this on and that right there. So I decided, why not? I'll triple dip. So I now have 3 versions of E.T., which I'm totally okay with because E.T. is my second favorite movie of all time. So I'm totally alright with having 3 versions of it. They all look awesome, so I'm not getting rid of them anytime soon. So I got 3 E.T.s. And that's our show. You definitely went through very quickly. It was probably next to the numbers, the smallest amount of movies I had in that grouping. It probably won't stay for long because I'm pretty sure I got a shitload of F movies. But I hope you enjoyed this more truncated version of the DVD movie collection. I hope you're enjoying checking out all the movies I own. It's a shitload of movies. I'm enjoying just showing you the movies because, you know, I enjoy doing shit like that. So, until the next time you venture around into my neck of the woods, go out, enjoy your life, enjoy your day, whatever you got going on. And until the next one, I've been TJ, you've been you, and adventure on.